Let's be real for a second. If you're running a local business and you still think Google is the main way customers find you, this is your wake-up call. I'm telling you, the game has completely changed. For local discovery, the classic search engine as we know it, well, it's dying.
So I want you to really think about this. When someone in your neighborhood is looking for what you offer, where do they actually go first? Your gut might scream Google, but the data tells a totally different story. The entire battlefield for customer attention has moved. And this is where it's moved to. 33 hours and 23 minutes. That's the average time someone in Singapore spends on TikTok. Not per year, not per week, every single month. That's literally more than a full day and a half gone just inside of one app. It is a rocket ship of engagement, and it's absolutely the new king of discovery.
So this massive shift has created a whole new category of apps that are replacing traditional search engines for finding local stuff. We're in the era of the new discovery engines.
And look, don't just take my word for it. This is straight from Grab's own trends report. They're seeing it in their data. People are using their app not just to order something they already know they want, but as a search engine to discover brand new places. It's a fundamental change in how people think.
Just let this number sink in for a second. 88%. That's how many people have found a new store they've never even heard of before just by scrolling through a delivery app. So your next loyal customer? They're probably not on Google typing restaurants near me. They're on Grab, just browsing, looking for something interesting to catch their eye.
And when it comes to F&B, oh man, TikTok is just completely dominant. A mind-blowing 78% of users in Singapore are jumping on the app specifically to find new spots to eat and drink. For the food industry, TikTok isn't a discovery tool anymore. It is the discovery tool, period.
So here's the crucial mindset shift. An app like Grab isn't just your delivery partner. Think of it as your new storefront window, but it's on the busiest digital street in all of Southeast Asia. It's a search engine for what people want right here, right now. Okay, so that's the new landscape. It might sound a little intimidating, but how do you actually compete? Well, it's not about throwing out everything you know about SEO. It's about evolving it for where your customers really are. So let's get practical. Here's your social SEO checklist for 2026. First things first, you gotta treat your social media profiles with the seriousness they deserve. Your name, address, phone number, that has to be identical everywhere. Then start using those hyperlocal hashtags like hashtag SGFfoodie, geotag every single picture you post, and actually get into those neighborhood Facebook groups and talk to people. Be part of the community. All right, once the basics are solid, your content needs to scream, I'm local. Don't just list your address. Talk about being right next to the Bishan MRT. Use the phrases people actually use, like searching for cheap and good food. If you're in home services, make a post about the headache of HDB permits. This shows you're not just some generic brand, you're actually from here. But look, getting your location right is just the start. If you really want to connect, you have to speak their language. And I mean that literally. This is maybe one of the biggest changes you need to make, mastering the actual words people use when they search. And this is the whole idea behind conversational keywords. We have to get away from thinking in short, robotic phrases. Today's search, especially on social media and with voice assistants, is all about natural human language, the way you'd actually ask a friend for a recommendation. Here's the perfect example. The old SEO way was to target something like Thai restaurant Bugis, but the new reality is someone pulling out their phone and asking, where can I find authentic pad Thai in the Bugis area? Your content now has to be the direct answer to that full question. And like this quote says, this whole trend is being supercharged by voice search. People are talking to their phones and speakers, so your content needs to be structured to answer those full questions with all the context and details people are looking for. So great, you've got your conversational keywords figured out. But on platforms like TikTok and Instagram, that's really only half the battle. You have to earn the right to give them the answer by first getting them to stop scrolling. This is all about winning with visual hooks. So what's a visual hook? It's basically a planned action or a cool effect right in the first 1 to 3 seconds of your video. Its only job is to break that mindless scrolling trance and force someone to pay attention. You have 3 seconds. Tops. And hey, this doesn't have to be complicated. The simplest things work amazingly well. A really sudden movement into the camera's view, someone taking off their sunglasses, a bold flash of color. Anything that interrupts the visual monotony of the feed is enough to get that split second of attention. Then you pair that visual with a really powerful verbal hook or text on the screen. Instead of a boring title, use a proven formula. Frame it like a personal story. I did this for 30 days. Or point out a common mistake. You're probably doing this wrong. These formulas just work because they create instant curiosity.
So, I want you to ask yourself a very honest question. Go look at your business's social media feed right now. If you were just a random person scrolling, would you stop for your own content? If the answer is maybe not, then we both know something has to change. All right, let's pull all this together. I need you to understand that this is not some far-off prediction. This isn't what's coming in 5 years. This consumer behavior has already shifted. For local businesses, the future of discovery is already here. It's happening right now.
If you take away just one thing, let it be this. The center of gravity for discovering local businesses has moved. It's not the Google search bar anymore. It's the social feed on TikTok, on Instagram, on Grab. The choice you have is pretty stark. You either adapt to that reality or you will slowly become invisible. So in the end, this isn't a question about technology. It's a question about strategy. Your customers are already in these new places, searching with new language and responding to new cues. The only question left is, are you ready to show up and actually be found?